Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I am doing well. Just finished up a long weekend of a lot of dog jobs, so get to take it a little bit easier today, which has
I
been
got
nice.
you. I got you. I
It's
got
been
you. It's
good.
good you were busy though.
It is. It is. I'm walking a lot of dogs, and nothing will keep you humble like picking up dog poop. That's for sure. So,
That was one of my first businesses. I started a poop scooping business. So I know.
really,
Yeah. It was called Stanky Loads.
was Stanky low?
Stanky Loads.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. I actually used to work for like a poop scooping thing in high school. So I
Yeah.
think we both come a little bit of a ways since then.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well,
For
Willie, thank you
sure.
so much for joining, man. We have Willie Blue with the Dabba Company, and
Uh-huh.
that name Dabba it means something else in a couple different languages. Is that right?
Yes, yes. In the Indian language, it means lunchbox.
Awesome.
It's also a popular Indian last name,
Yep. Yep.
and it means animal in the Hausa language, which is why I used it.
Right, right. I mean, I kind of like the lunchbox part of it, but
Me
but
too. I'm not mad at it at all.
so the best way I'd say to describe your company, you're pretty much doing physical therapy for dogs. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, I am. We do physical therapy for dog. We do post and we do pre and post surgical fitness. We do general fitness, so just your run of the mill. I got a dog that needs to go to the gym type thing.
Right.
Um, Overweight. We do overweight program, and then one of my favorites is the geriatric program for the old dogs.
That is awesome. So, before we get into those services, take me back to the beginning. How did you end up doing physical therapy for dogs?
So I started out as a vet assistant, actually a kennel guy at Fuquay Vet Hospital.
Right.
That was my very first job. I was looking to get in the animal industry, and I literally wore a shirt and tie to this place almost every day of the week until they hired me to see if they were hiring.
That's
So
great.
I started out there, and then I fell in love with the process, the medical side of it, getting to see dogs heal. And I knew I
Sure.
wanted to help dogs heal.
And what before, what else like in general made you have this passion for dogs?
Just growing up, I grew up around a lot of dogs. I've always had dogs myself. I'm a country boy, so my family members had chickens, pigs, you name it. I had a friend that had horses, so
Yeah.
I was surrounded by animals, and that's where I found my peace at. Even when I was little, I felt good around animals.
Yeah. And you grew up in Fayetteville, is that right?
Right, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 910.
Home of J. Cole, but more importantly, Willie Blue. That's for sure.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yep.
go. Yeah.
So, oh, keep
Go ahead.
going.
Nope, nope, you good.
Oh, I was just saying, so you had that love of dogs growing up, and then next thing, you kind of found yourself going over to with a suit and tie, to this place
Yeah,
to start working.
yeah, yeah. So there I started out, like I said, in the kennel. They offered me that job. I took it. I loved it, but I was always popping out the door just trying to see what are y'all doing in here and like learning, can I hold a dog? It started out, can I hold a dog for this procedure? Can
Yep.
I hold a that? Can I try to draw blood?
Yep.
And before you knew it, I was a full fledged assistant and I worked my way up to inventory manager. So I got to see
Yeah.
that side of the job. Lots of information, learned about lots of medicine, but something in me, I just wanted a little more. So
Sure.
I ended up transferring over to NC State for a while, and
Nice.
I
Nice. How,
started
how did
out.
that happen? You just kind of reaching out to the groups because I know they have a big like animal science program and
Yeah,
they their veterinary school there as well.
yeah. So reaching out, putting in an application there, tapping into some of the resources I had met at Fuquay Vet. A couple of horse doctors bring their doctors there, horses there. So my name kind of got thrown in there, and then I got a call back, and they were like, "Yeah, come on, we got a position for you. It'll be large animals." So I was working with the horses, the goats, the
Really?
cows. Yeah, man, it was a
Had you worked?
lot
I
of
mean, I knew you
fun.
grew up around some, but had you really worked with those bigger dogs at that vet before?
No, no, I haven't. That was my first, like, you on the farm, like friends' farms, you see stuff happening and you
Sure.
help. But as far as like giving medications and learning about different ailments, no, that was my first time, man. And I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved every minute of it. Every
That's
minute of
cool.
it, dude. Yep, you
So
just working with different animals, working with farm animals is they're just so big and you have to think on a different scale than you do with your companion animals.
right. And there it's not like a dog that's like, you open up a gate and they're running to see you. They're probably just like hanging out there. It's like it's not like you're
Right,
gonna have the cow that's like, flipping over on its belly waiting for you to scratch it. So
right, right.
that's completely
Some of them
different.
come up for head scratches, but that's about it. You're not gonna get any of them. Plus, a
Yeah.
lot of them they're a little weird about being at that vet facility at the vet barn. So you move with precaution, but there's some real lovable ones out there, man.
Really?
Yeah, I've like some of them are ingrained in my head. Just the relationship I built with these animals it was amazing.
That's amazing. And so where exactly on the NC State is I'm guessing it's not on the campus, but outside they have like a large animals place or they partner
Yeah,
with
so
farms or
yep, it's at the vet school. So
cool.
the vet school is right next to Meredith. It's kind of
Gotcha.
on campus, but a little bit away from campus.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. There's a huge barn there. There's a huge emergency vet clinic there. I mean, they have numerous amounts of resources there.
That's amazing. So exactly did they have you doing there?
So while I was there, I started out medicating horses. So learning to put a catheter in a horse.
Really?
That was amazing. Like, and
Yeah.
what was so cool about it is the techs there trusted me and taught me and didn't really hold me back from doing things.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I got to put in catheters, I got to give eye medicines, I got to help drain some like sores and stuff like that,
Sure.
help with x-rays and things, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anesthesia for a large animal is a lot different than anesthesia for a small
Oh, I'm
animal.
sure. Well, I mean, I think
Uh-huh.
that speaks to your personality, right? Like as a vet tech, you were always in there asking to like, can I do more? Can I learn more? And I think,
Right.
I mean, you'd hope with programs, with vet school and everything, we have someone kind of brought on board when you're showing like, I really want to see all this and try these new experiences. Like they're like,
Hmm.
yeah. And I feel like a lot of jobs, I don't know. Sometimes, basically you can get into a job, you can start it, and you might have a degree, you might have not, but actually getting
Right.
a job and getting the experience is where you do most of your learning, right?
Right.
Because it's
Right.
not like, I mean, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but it's not like you're reading huge manuals on horses like right before you started that.
No, not at all. I
No,
didn't. In fact, when I got there, it was a few weeks, and I was asking them, "Can you give me some paperwork so I can study
you ain't
and
going,
things
yeah,
like that?" Right. Right. So one day, somebody from rehab came down and they needed somebody to hold a dog for acupuncture. And
nice.
that right there blew my mind as I'm like, dogs get acupuncture? What?
Exactly. I feel
Like,
like
I
a lot
got to
of
see
humans don't even
this.
know what acupuncture is.
Right. Right. So I was like, I got to see this. So I volunteered. I was like, hey, I'll hold this dog.
Nice.
And I went up there. I'll never forget. It was a long haired Dotson.
Real that's
And
what
yep.
my nephew Harley, my sister's dog, he's a long-haired dachshund as well. They're adorable.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And this
They
Dotson,
misbehave though, I'll say
oh
that.
yeah, they do. They rambunctious. They're super rambunctious.
Hmm.
So this particular one had what's called a hemi. We call it a hemi for short, but the long word is hemilaminectomy. So basically, they were working on its spine for lack of going into details.
Sure.
And
What is it? IVDD? Is that
yep,
the
IVDD. Yep.
Okay,
Uh-huh. Yep. Intervertebral disc disease.
gotcha.
Intervertebral disc disease.
I'm learning
So
something new right now. I knew it was IVDD, but I had no idea what the real words are.
yep, yep,
I'm gonna have to
yep.
watch this back and learn again.
Yep, intervertebral disc disease. That's what it does. Um, so I remember holding this dog, and the doctor was, I think his name was Dr. Nigel Campbell, was placing these, acupuncture needles in this dog, and I watched the dog relax, and I watched his back relax, and like I just knew right then and there, this is where I belong. Like
Yeah.
this is what all of this animal knowledge and job was leading up to me somehow, some way. You know, you go to certain places and you're like, oh, I like this job. I like this job. But when you go to somewhere where your passion is connected, you're like, okay, this is where I'm meant to be at.
Yeah.
And immediately I asked, what do I got to do to get in rehab?
Yeah.
I went and let my boss at the bar know, hey, if an opportunity opens up, I want to transfer into rehab.
Cool.
Maybe less than a month later, I was in rehab, dude.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So I was in NC State's rehab, and that's where I learned all my meat and potatoes at about rehab.
Yeah.
I had great instructor. Everybody there was very knowledgeable. I could pick any doctor to the side and say, hey, explain to me why we're doing this. Explain to me why this happens. And I just began to soak up all of that knowledge.
Yeah.
And my mom's also a human PT. So I
Gotcha.
grew up around physical therapy, like
Yeah.
terms
Yeah.
and stuff. So it really intertwined, and I kind of had like a little extra. Oh, okay. I remember my mom having to do this
Right.
and things like that. So yeah, I began to soak up that knowledge, and their department began to change. You know, funding, a lot of red tape and stuff like that. And I knew another program that wanted to start their rehab program, another
Hmm.
vet clinic. So I got in contact with them and got the job to start doing their rehab. And yeah, I did their rehab for some years.
Sure. Was this over in Raleigh as well?
Yep, this was out in Garner.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
out at a vet clinic in Garner.
Cool.
Um, I got all of my, that's where I kind of got like some of my good knowledge from, because I worked with the CCRP committee. So there is a committee where people who are physical therapists can get trained in the canine physical therapy.
Very cool.
And I helped taught a class. I got to teach hydrotherapy.
Nice.
So working with them, I got to learn again. I worked under Dr. Marcellin, who was like, he would be like the Magic Johnson, old school, like superstar of physical
Right.
therapy, right?
That's
He is
great.
like who you went to talk to about things. And
Sure.
I got to work directly under him, not only there, but at NC State too. So gathering his knowledge and everything after that, I had clients coming in and they said, we love doing physical therapy, but we can't get to you. It's just too much on our schedule.
Gotcha.
This
Because
and
you
that.
were doing, because did you kind of, I guess, kind of hone that program in with this vet or
Yep.
with the kind of office in Garner?
Yep. Yep. So I put together that program, like started helping them structure like how to schedule, started getting clients in, you know, working the clients, helping them build up their name and things like that. Um, and then my clients, like I was saying, they said, we can't get there. You
Yeah.
know, we love it. It's great for our dog, but timing and schedule. So one day sitting at home, like just like you see on the cartoon, the light bulb that pops out.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, dude, I can go to them.
Yeah.
Why can't I bring rehab to them? The only thing I can't bring right now is the underwater treadmill.
Sure.
You know, so I was like, I can bring everything else. So I began. That's how the Dabba Company was formed.
Yeah.
I got my plan together. I started talking to some of the clients who couldn't make it, and I said, you know, hey, I'm gonna come to you on Mondays and this day. You know,
Sure.
in my pickup truck, I'm gonna bring my equipment into your house and do it, and it worked.
Yeah.
So,
And how long ago was this? How long did the
so
Dabba
this
Company
was
start?
in Dabba started in 2018.
Cool.
The idea was born in 17. It actually put it in motion in 18.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That's a
And
pretty fast turnaround.
yeah, I had a lot of experience from starting businesses that didn't work. So,
What other businesses had you tried to
oh
start?
man, you want to go down the list?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Stanky Loads,
Hmm.
so a poop scooping business.
Sure. Great
I
name
tried
again.
that one. Yep. I liked that one. I had the idea of taking flags to people and saying, "Hey, put the flag down where your dog poops at. If he poops in the woods, your
Oh,
dog
yeah.
will, you know, get all that." So I did Stanky Loads, pet sitting.
Hmm.
I did it. I had a grooming business for a while. I gave
Really?
everybody schnauzer cuts.
Yeah.
So that didn't quite work out for me.
There's a lot
Give
more
it,
to grooming than I like, there's a lot to it.
once you give a poodle a schnauzer cut, you realize, man, this ain't for
You're out of the
me.
game. You're done. You're
Yeah.
done. You're like, well, I tried.
So yeah, I did that one. I did a cleaning before I did animal business. I did a try to do a cleaning business
Yeah.
where I use green products to
Yeah.
clean offices. And
Cool.
I've worked at a daycare. So I've
You
done
just like you've done it, yeah, really
yeah,
entrepreneurial mindset.
construction. In college, I did construction.
Yeah.
So when I got out, I was doing little odd jobs like painting people houses, putting
Yep.
up shutters and things. So I've done a
It,
lot.
I
All
think
of that helped.
all of those experiences, I mean, it kind of led you to the Dabba Company, you
It
know? I
did.
mean, and you were instead of just having an idea where, you'd been maybe just working somewhere else before, not really doing much with animals, you've been working with animals, you've been thinking of different ideas this entire time, and that really set the foundation for
Yep.
you to go out and do this.
Yep, I tell people I don't regret any of it.
Yep.
It all I took a lesson from every one of those ventures, and it all helped me make Dabba successful as it is now. You know,
Amazing.
yep. So I had a lot of clients, and I wanted more space for them. So again, I started brainstorming, and I thought I could get a box truck and turn that into a mobile gym.
Nice.
I put turf in there. I put huge windows on the side of one of the box trucks. It's got power, air condition, all of that stuff. And I would drive that box truck around to do people's houses. And that's really when Dabba really picked up.
Sure.
And that's where I kind of started getting into the business side of things. And I always tell people there's two parts of Dabba. There's the Dabba Company that helps and heals animal, and then there's the business side of Dabba Company.
Yeah.
I love that part of animal healing. I'm still learning this business side of that.
Yeah, that part's no fun, the paperwork and all of
Right. The
that. So
taxes, all of that. Like running a business is a full-time job. It
definitely.
is. It really is a full-time job. Like even when I'm not working on animals, I'm working on my company
Oh,
somehow.
sure. I
All
saw
the time.
something today. I think it was this is the lady from Shark Tank. I think it's Lori, and she had
Uh-huh.
some quote where she was like, "Being an entrepreneur is working 80 hours for yourself, so you don't have to work 40 hours for someone else." You know? And I
Yeah.
was like, "All right, yeah,
It's the craziest thing, right? We put ourselves all through this when there were times like, especially this last year. This last year was kind of rough for Dabba, just going through some growing pains. And
yeah,
there were times when I was like, is it easier for me to just go get a 9 to 5? Like,
right,
do what I love to do. I have a degree now.
right."
So can I just go do what I love to do? And yeah, but owning a business is a wild thing. It's a wild ride, man.
It
It
is,
is.
and there's so much learning in it, and like
Mhm.
if kind of from talking to you before, talking to you now, I mean, this continual pursuit of knowledge is something that kind of again sticks out. You're always learning, and you wanted to up your game with rehab, you wanted to up your game by learning more about large animals, and now you're upping your game on the business side of things.
Right.
It's part of it. Like I with this podcast, I have to do all like the short editing clips, and I hate it. It's not fun at all. I got to go back and watch it and be like, that was a good one. All right, clip it, this and that. But I mean, all those little things, little details. I mean, you wouldn't trust anyone else but yourself
Right.
to take care of it. You know?
Right. And when you really love your business, trust is a big thing, man. Trusting somebody to bring them in, like to know that they're going to have your back and they're not just swinging by, because this is your baby. Like
Yep.
this is your livelihood. Like
Exactly.
if I don't do this, I'm not making money. I can't survive. So like
Exactly.
every little detail you're like stressing about, and you want to make sure like if I put this in this person's hands, is they gonna see the vision like I see the vision?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And it's I mean. It's just part of again kind of growing the business. And I
Hmm.
mean there's I don't know, I feel like there's people who want to help you and support you, but then also you just got to be careful. But I think ultimately, going back to like you said, like can I do a 9 to 5 with animals? I mean, I think ultimately you're building something cool and unique, and you're passionate
Right.
about it. So I think sticking with it is great, even though it does suck sometimes.
It does. Yep. And it does. The reward outweighs everything. Like there's no better feeling than having a client tell you, oh my God, you changed my dog's life. Like my dog literally couldn't walk, and now they're chasing the ball, doing things they love again. Or
Amazing.
my dog was like obesely overweight, and now they've lost weight, and I'm seeing a totally different dog.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what keeps me going. That's
Oh,
what makes me want
absolutely.
to keep learning. And like I can sit out at a brewery and see dogs and like, oh man, that dog's got a limp, and I have to fight myself not to go over there to the
Go
owner
up.
and be like, hey, can I help you? Like that's how I know this passion like burns in me because
Right.
it's constantly with me every day, all day. Like even looking at my own animals, I'm like, did I see you limp? I'm putting you on a program. You're getting on a program.
Get him on the program
Yeah.
immediately. So speaking, of clients and such, you had some clients from that original rehab program in Garner, and then you decided to do the mobile. How did
Right.
beside, I feel like a lot of times in the pet industry, it's very much word of mouth,
Uh-huh.
and it's someone knowing someone else, but. Do you remember how your clientele started to grow to the point that you were like, I need to get this box truck? Like what, you had your clients, was it referrals? Was it, I mean, I remember getting my
So
first like cold call client where I left one of our cards at this dog bakery and they emailed me. I was like, this is sick. Like I have no connection to them at
right.
all, So what did that kind of look like for you?
So it was word of mouth. And to be honest, I've only done word of mouth. I've never really done any professional advertisement
Yeah,
besides going to events and things. But
sure.
like my one of my first clients was actually a client with me in Garner.
Nice.
And they liked me so much that they were like, we're gonna, if you can come to the house, even better. Like we're not gonna lose you, So
That's a good feeling to
it
have those
is.
like early supporters of your
Mhm.
vision makes a
Oh yeah.
big difference.
This family, the Graftons, they're like
Mhm.
we are pretty much family now. Like their kids, like they're like my little nieces and nephews.
Yeah,
We're they've been amazing. Christine Hope and her dogs, like she brought her dog to me. His name is Cooper. I actually have a Superman tattoo with a C in it for Super Coops.
that's
He
awesome.
was an old guy, and when I first met him, like she brought him to me. Like these people trusted me with their dogs, and that's
And that's
how it
part that's part
started.
of the family, You're
Yeah, yeah. And that's how it started. One person told one person said, hey, I heard about you. And it grew like that. And finally, the veterinarians around the Raleigh area started hearing about me.
that's great.
They started referring me out. And now I have surgical practice referring me out, like huge vet
Wow.
hospitals referring me out. And I'm blessed that I don't have to spend a lot of money on like a marketing
Oh
plan or
yeah.
a
Well, I
scheme.
think if you work hard and you execute well and you're consistent
Mhm.
and you're, honest in your business
Right.
ventures, good things will happen. And I mean, you
Yeah.
can just see that, with you as an example of that. Like you started kind of like building this program over at a vet, and then look at now, and
Right.
so pretty awesome, pretty
Yeah,
awesome,
it's
man.
and all those things you said have been important, and those are things that were instilled in me at a young age. I come from a family where like my grandpa owned a body shop, my grandma owns daycares.
Nice.
My dad worked at a job for 30 plus years. So they all instilled that hard work and be honest. If you're gonna do something, do it right the first time and do it good. And if you can't do something, let people know you can't do it, but you're willing to try.
Yep.
And I think that's what helped me a lot with my clients is my honesty, my willing to work, and then my genuine love for what I do. Like
Right.
I can show anybody how to do this, but if you don't genuinely love it, you're
You're
not
not,
gonna get
yeah.
out of it what you need.
Exactly, exactly. So, you had the box truck and now you've opened or you're about to open your
So
brick and mortar.
so now I'm in clinic actually. So the box truck
So
route
great.
got real busy for me, and I wasn't able to see everybody like I
Oh,
wanted
sure.
to without bringing in another box truck.
Right.
So a girl who came through, her name is Dr. Stewart.
Hmm.
She wasn't a doctor at the time, but she came through a rotation while I was on at NC State. And
Nice.
she came through my rehab rotation. So I showed her how to do rehab during her rotation.
Cool.
Fast forward later, she works at a place called Pet Sound Animal Hospital. She's
Hmm.
part owner, and she asked me if I wanted to rent out a room there, and it was
Great.
perfect. We had
Yeah.
already been doing little work with each other,
Yeah, yeah.
so she opened that room up to me, which has been one of the biggest blessings Dabba's ever had.
Oh, yeah.
It was like my first facility.
Right.
So
It's
I'm there.
amazing, man.
I was
It's so
able to,
funny how you guys just happen across each other, and at
yeah,
the time you had no idea how much of an impact that you both, you know?
no idea at all.
Yeah.
It's one. It goes back to like your parents tell you, be kind and nice to everyone because you never know when that person will be need to help you.
Yep.
So I was able to purchase my first underwater treadmill, which is huge
Nice.
for a rehab clinic. I was able to put all my equipment in there, and I was able to do mobile and bring people in now. So it just
That's
opened up
great.
so many doors for me.
Oh, yeah. So is
Refer
it just you right now?
Yeah, so it's just me.
Yep.
I have a lady who helps me out named Jody,
Nice.
and I'm actually doing interviews right now. I had an awesome assistant. Her name is Carmen.
Yeah.
She was super dope, and I'm super proud of her because she's going to grad school and she
That's
had to go
awesome.
back home and get things together. So I completely understand, but
Oh, yeah.
she was amazing. So I'm hoping to find not another Carmen, but somebody, who
Yeah.
can who can help me out. And
Oh,
so,
exactly.
and that was major for me too, bringing somebody else into my little bubble and trusting them to help me, you know.
Exactly. And I mean, I think, with all of it sounds like those kind of mentors or educators that you had along the way, I mean, at the same time that they were showing you that if you, teach people, if you show them the ropes, if you give that extra effort, and it sounds like you did the same thing with, Carmen, Jody, and makes
Yep,
a
yep.
difference. It really does.
Uh-huh. It does. It makes a huge difference. And that's one thing I always want Dabba to be a safe space where people like Carmen came to me on an internship,
Yeah.
and it developed into a job. And I always want to have an open door for people like that who need internships, who want to see if they want to work in the pet industry, because
Right.
that's kind of what it takes, and you never know who might come into my place and find their passion, right?
Exactly. Right.
And more people helping animals, the more we win. So
Exactly.
I love it. So
It's
yeah,
great.
I'm
So,
at Pet. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I'm at Pet Sound now.
Nice.
I have a pretty full schedule. I think I'm up to 36 clients now. Um,
Wow. That's
so
amazing, Willie.
they come in at various times throughout the day. We do our routine, and so far everybody's doing good. I got my first out of state client.
No way.
Yeah, I got a client who flies me out to Utah to work on their dog.
I wish I could
Um,
get flown out for something. I
um, I'm working
mean,
on their dog to get them back going and mobile. And it's just, I don't know. Me and my buddy, he owns a moving business, and we
Mhm.
started our businesses around the same time. And I can remember sitting back, me and him sitting down talking, and me thinking, how crazy would it be for somebody to like fly me across the country just to work on their dog and stuff?
Yep.
At the time, you think, that ain't, it could happen, but
Sure.
now it's happening. And
It
I'm like,
is.
dude,
We
like,
have to think big. You really
you
do. When
have
you
to.
want to, like, you have to say, not necessarily say things, but do things and believe in things that are like, all
Yeah.
right, this is pretty outrageous, but you never
The
know.
crazier
And
the better. The
exactly.
crazier the better, man. You never know who would have thought I could drive a box truck around and do fitness with dogs? Like,
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
I literally have one of the coolest jobs in the world, I think, man.
Exactly. And I think too, with jobs in the pet industry, I think a big thing for me, like I mentioned, super busy weekend with some dogs, but every time you see the dog, it's awesome. It's just like, man,
It's
this driving part, not my favorite. Throwing a good podcast, going place to
right.
place all day, and you're like, I mean, I was just saying outside of my parents the other day, I was like, I'd gotten home, I'd been working since like, I don't know, 8, and it just, I'd worked a long time, and I was like, I was trying to avoid working this, 9 to 5 schedule, but
Right.
but I think seeing the dogs and getting to bond with them, getting to
Yep.
interact with them, and like, it
It's a
makes it worth
different
it.
feel. Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
different feel, man. I can be stressed out about like my taxes or something. And when I open that room door and see that dog's wagging its tail, nothing else matters, dude.
Right.
That dog wipes all of that stress off my face,
Of
all
course.
of it. And they just bring a certain energy to you that it keeps you going, man.
It does. And I think it helps you be present in the moment, you know?
Right.
Like no matter what else is going on with the business, whatever, you're stressed out about. Like there's a lady in my neighborhood, Sandra, I walk her dog most days, Gracie, and every time I go, I'm like, Gracie's going on a walk, and we just go out and just like I might listen to music or a podcast and hang out. I'm like, this is great. And
Right.
then when you get back, then you can worry about taxes. But
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, now Dabba is we're outgrowing the spot we're in now, which is a great thing. We're gonna move to a larger facility. I have plans for it. I'm working on it. It's closer. It's super close to popping off. So I'm looking forward to that. We
Yeah.
got some equipment coming out.
Yeah, that's right. I know you have
Uh-huh.
let's go a little bit to kind of the services you provide and then your new product
Yeah.
that you're developing.
Yeah, yeah. So services I provide is so I'll give you a typical like day. You bring your dog into me. We start with massage, what my modalities. So massage, ultrasound, stretching, things like that, getting them ready for the gym.
Yep.
So then we move over next door to the gym, and that's where we have our obstacle course and all our equipment laid out. And each dog goes around maybe 2 or 3 times, and they always end in the hydrotherapy. So no matter what your dog's there for, I try to get them all in hydrotherapy. So that's basically a tank that fills up with water. It's got a treadmill in it, and the
Yep.
dogs walk in the water. It
Do
helps
they
with their
take to it
joint.
pretty well? Like
So
you put them in, or are they kind of like, what's going on? Or, do they?
some of them are like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You have to. I have a little method that I use. I talk to them. Some dogs, I just put the water in and let it out,
Hmm.
let it in and out, just so they can get used to the water. And
Yep.
then I start the treadmill. So there's a little system that I've developed that
Sure.
it hasn't failed me yet, but and if all else fails, if it's entirely too stressful for the dog, then we get some other things going.
Well, you can always, put them in the car and drive and then throw them in the ocean and see what happens.
I do have some dogs. Harley, he
Yeah.
was a very large lab.
Uh-huh.
He was there for weight loss. He preferred the swimming pool over the underwater treadmill. Would swim
Really?
all day, but if you put him in the underwater treadmill, he was like freeze up and
Yeah,
like sit
he
in the
needed to
back of
practice his doggy
the
paddling. That's what he wanted to do, right?
right. So
Cool.
yeah, we offer those services. Like I said before, pre and post surgical. So if you're gonna have surgery,
Mhm.
we'll start the exercises to build up muscles so you don't lose so much after surgery. And then after surgery, we help you maintain and build up more muscle.
Nice.
Um, for geriatrics, it's all about moving. So we put together a program to keep your old dog moving so that he can live longer, do the things he loves longer.
Right.
For weight loss, it's about heart rate and getting that heart up, doing faster treadmills, doing faster land treads, meal prep, helping with
Oh,
nutrition.
I'm
All of
sure
that
that's a
goes
that's a
into
huge part of it too,
major
honestly.
part.
That's what
Major
I
part.
mean, who know, I'm still what am I, 24, never had a six pack, but I mean, we're getting there, but everyone's all, whenever I'm talking to someone I'm like this is the year. They're like, "Well, it starts in the kitchen." And I'm sure
Yep.
the same thing goes for the dogs. I'm like, "Well, you got me. Well
It
played."
does. Yep. Yep. It does. That's the first thing I do when they say, "Oh, he only eats this." I'm like, but what about the treats? Boom, boom. Get some
You're like,
every
"You got
time.
me."
And I love it when it's a couple and one person's like, "Oh, I don't give them treats," and the other person's like,
Like, well, and then they do the like where they scoop a cup, but then it's always just like an
"Right,
extra.
exactly. It's a cup, but another cup sitting on top of
Yep,
it."
exactly. I mean, that's how I like to eat, so I can't blame them.
Right.
Yeah.
So nutrition is huge. So we offer all of that services, and then home therapy plans. So you always get a home therapy plan, and then some people just get home therapy plans.
Right,
They don't want to come in the facility. They just
right.
want me to help them. get them ready at home. So we just do that as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you
Um,
said, there's methods that you have, like for example, the underwater treadmill, that kind of thing that might
right.
work, but I feel like there's no cookie cutter system for each dog, right? You have things
No,
you follow, but people have different needs, and
right,
as their dogs do as well. So it's
right.
good to have that flexible kind of experience.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's every dog is individual. So where even though I have a blueprint of what I can do, I have to tweak that blueprint because this dog likes cavalettes, this dog doesn't like cavalettes.
Yep.
This dog is enthused about running on the treadmill. This dog will bite the treadmill if it gets a chance. So I have to cater each one.
Sure.
Dogs are different heights.
Sure.
So this dog can go over this, but this dog can't go over that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
and that's one of the fun parts about
Yeah.
it too.
And this all kind of led to you creating your very first product.
Right, right. So being in the industry so long, I see things like, man, if we could do this, this would be so much better. And if we just had a tool for this, it would like help out. And because rehab is so new and like still growing, there's space and opportunity for that.
Yeah.
So like I've developed an indoor balancing system
Hmm.
that's going to help dogs, and you don't have to go outside to do it anymore.
Right.
It's going to help dogs indoors, going to help with core strengthening, balance, is going to help with all kind of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
So what exactly is the product?
it's like an indoor rock path basically.
Cool.
So, in rehab we take dogs and we walk them over rock paths, just to help with balance, proprioception,
Yeah.
all of those
The
things.
mobility, like the ankles and
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right, right. So problem is it's outdoor and they're rocks, so some of them might be sharp and some of them might not be, and some of them might not be set up like you had them the last time.
Exactly.
So I've developed one that has the same thing as a rock path. You can switch the pads around to make different forms and always keep it new. There's going to be equipment you can add on to this to make it a multifunctional tool. So
Yeah.
that's just one of the things that we have. And there's a couple more going to be coming down the chute
Oh, of
for
course. I
Dabba.
have no
So
doubt. That's amazing. From
it's,
again looking back and being able to reflect and appreciate your past experiences and knowing like all of this work that I've done, all these different ventures I try, and now you're developing your own product. I mean
right.
that's awesome, man.
When you put it like that, that is pretty. I don't, when you're in the moment, you don't look back a lot of times and think of where you came from, which is one of my biggest flaws. I'm always like full steam ahead.
Sure.
But when you bring it up, it is pretty awesome, man, to know like this started from a piece of paper with a question mark on it.
Exactly.
I had a list of questions with question marks, and now I'm like, I'm in it. Like
Now
I'm
you're giving the
doing
answers. You're giving the answers
it.
now.
Yeah, I am. I am. So, I
Awesome.
mean, opportunities like this, being able to do podcasts, help me get out the word about
Sure.
animal health and fitness. And I just want to be a tool for people. I want people to be able to call the Dabba Company and know you're gonna get correct information, you're gonna get the best help. And if I can't, I'm gonna go find you the best help.
Exactly. And I mean, I think
Mhm.
your positive attitude, your care, your commitment, your honesty, it shows and it makes these things happen, and that's,
Uh-huh, for sure.
something to be really
And
proud of, man.
yeah, for sure, man. I am. That's another reason that I took up pet CPR and first aid.
That's
So
right.
we teach pet CPR and first aid now, and we certify you for 2 years through a program that I took. And part of the reason I took that is because I want to help people. I want people to be able to do everything they can to provide a good life for their dog.
That's
And
fantastic. That's
last week,
fantastic.
I got the message of a lifetime. This lady messaged me. She took my class and she was able to save her dog last week.
That's amazing.
And
That's fantastic.
her dog was choking.
Yeah.
She said she heard my voice in her head, all the
She knew
steps
what
she
to
went
do.
through, and was able to save it. And like, this is why we do it. Like,
Oh
that's the
yeah.
whole reason I do this, is to
That's
help people for those situations, you
I
know?
love it, man. We are also about to cut off on time, so before it cuts
Okay.
off, I want to say thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the conversation. I'm sure we'll stay in touch.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. No doubt, no doubt at all, man. Thank you. Thank
Have a
you
good
so
one,
much.
man.